In the 20th century, some artists and acrobats crossed chasms on a wire, while others took bigger risks and defied gravity, sitting on a chair facing the void, balancing on its back legs, which rested on two glasses on another chair. This incredible feat demanded constant focus, an intense commitment, because the slightest misstep could come at a very high price. Today, I invite you to take a little journey into the world of seemingly precarious balances, but without taking any risks, except for the risk of having fun, because the objects we're going to make will balance themselves. A journey during which we'll balance a plate on a nail, put things on the tip of our nose, and do extraordinary things with the most ordinary materials. Let's start by having a little fun with a scientific object that's long been known as a balancing toy, which perfectly illustrates how some objects seem to defy gravity. To make one, you need two skewers, a cork, a toothpick, and possibly some modeling clay to add weight and further stabilize your balancing toy if needed. You can then place it anywhere and it will stand on its own. By changing the angle of the skewers or the amount of modeling clay, you alter its balance, yet it still stands on its own. When I see this phenomenon, my brain struggles to grasp it. Once you understand the principle, you can create countless balancing figures. You can change their size and shape, it's possible to stack them, to combine them. The principle remains the same and works with any base. On the tip of the nose, at the end of a stick, at first glance, this state of balance seems unstable. Yet, you can always wait for it to fall. You could come back in 3 days and it would still be like this. Except I might fall from exhaustion before that. You can place it on top of a bottle and you can spin it above your head. It even works on a wire. It's impossible to fall without gravity. Except maybe when we fall in love. 2 forks in a potato, that works too. A matchstick, a spoon and another fork. All of it placed on a glass, with a lighter as a grand finale, just to make the experiment even more impressive. To understand how it works, you have to remember that balance is directly related to the center of gravity. When you're standing, the center of gravity is located at what many consider the center of the world, which is your belly button. For an object or anything else to balance, its center of gravity must be directly above its point of support. Here, my feet. If I lean too far forward, my center of gravity will no longer be above my feet and I risk falling down miserably. The lower an object's center of gravity is, the easier it will be to keep its balance. That's why skaters or wrestlers bend their knees. This position allows them to lower the center of gravity to have better balance. For a balancing toy, the center of gravity drops below their support point. So fantastic, the object stands on its own and is now stable. We can show the gain in stability you get by lowering the center of gravity by trying to balance an empty can. If you let go of it, it falls, because the center of gravity of the empty can, shown here in red, is roughly at the center of the can. By adding a bit of water, you lower the center of gravity, shown here in blue. And now the can is extraordinarily stable. You can even spin it like a bouldering ball by giving it a little flick. The best part is you can use this principle with many everyday objects. In Tissantier's Scientific Recreations, a book from the late 19th century, you'll find plenty of amazing ideas for playing with the center of gravity. So we're going to keep going and do it again, by applying this principle to a plate, which we're going to balance on a nail. 2 corks cut in half in the middle. 4 forks weighted with modeling clay, and that's it. The highlight is you can even spin the whole thing. To be honest, I broke more than one before I got it right, but it works. Here, the center of gravity is below the pencil, thanks to the shape of the knife. The principle is the same with the fascinating wine bottle experiment. You can even have fun with this wild state of balance, especially using an axe. I wouldn't have bet on it holding, yet it works with a euro, balanced on a pencil, and with interlocked forks. Just stuff that costs next to nothing. The limits are always, on one end, the constraint of gravity, and on the other, your own creativity. To paraphrase Oscar Wilde, everything is a matter of balance. The path to truth is the path of paradox. To experience it, you have to contemplate it on the tightrope. Truths are only judged when they are acrobats. And it works with a small spoon on the nose. To discover other strangely stable objects, it's here. And to have a chance to come across the date of your death, unfortunately, it's there.